First video ever. So let's get right into it. What we have here today is Until Dawn. A lot of people might go crazy on me for this, but this video will be why I think Jessica and Matt had a relationship potential. Why they have relationship potential. When people talk about relationships in Until Dawn, the conversation always centers around the canon couples. Mike and Jessica are one of the most popular, while Emily and Matt are another major pairing throughout the story. But today I wanted to talk about a pairing that I think had a lot more potential than people give it credit for. Jessica and Matt. You don't go crazy on me, right? No, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have been together in the game, like they should have been together in the game, or that the writers made a wrong choice. This is simply my interpretation after looking at the personalities, the way the game presents their relationships and what both characters seem to need emotionally. I think Jessica and Matt could have balanced each other out in a way that's surprisingly healthy. One of the first things that made me think about this pairing is actually something a lot of players overlook: the relationship menu. Even though Jessica and Matt barely interact during the story itself, the game establishes that they already have a positive relationship if you look at the menu, before everything happens on Blackwood Mountain as well. They already seem to like and trust each other. That tells me that there's already a foundation there. They're not strangers, and they're not shown to dislike one another. It's a small detail, but I think it's an important one, because it makes the idea of them growing closer feel believable. Now let's talk about Jessica herself. A lot of people see Jessica as a stereotypical popular girl. She's loud, funny, confident, flirtatious, and sometimes even immature. She seems like someone who's only interested in having fun. But once the events of the game begins, we start seeing a completely different side of her. After she's dragged into the mines, that confidence personality almost completely disappears. We see someone who's terrified, vulnerable, and emotionally exhausted. The experience strips away the image she builds for herself. And underneath it is someone who's simply scared and wants to survive. She's no longer trying to impress anyone. She's just trying to make it through the night. Damn right, I'll be making it through the night too if I had to run from this frickin' Wendigos. Then there's Matt. Matt is one of the most genuinely kind characters in the entire game. He's patient, caring, and usually tries to avoid unnecessary conflict. Even when Emily treats him poorly, he still tries to help her and often puts her safety before his own. Whether you agree with all of his decisions or not, it's hard to deny that Matt consistently shows concern for other people. He's also emotionally steady. Have you noticed that? He doesn't rush into situations with the same impulsiveness that some of the other characters do, like Mike or, let's say, Ash. I like Ash, though. Instead, he usually listens first and reacts second. That calm personality is one of the reasons I think he'll work well with someone like Jessica. Now, I want to compare this to Jessica's relationship with Mike, because that's just there. To me, I don't know, something's not right about it. But I actually think Mike cares about Jessica. Throughout the game, he clearly risks a lot of trying to save her. I don't think anyone can say he doesn't care about her because of what he went through with her. He chased her through the woods, all of that. But caring about someone and being emotionally compatible aren't always the same thing. Mike's biggest strength is taking action. When something goes wrong, his instinct is to solve the problem himself. He becomes the group's leader. He's brave, and he pushes forward no matter what. But emotionally, he doesn't always provide reassurance that Jessica seems like she would benefit from. Before everything goes wrong, Mike and Jessica spend a lot of time joking and flirting with each other. That's part of what makes their relationship fun. But when Jessica becomes vulnerable, I don't think Mike naturally slows down to provide emotional comfort in the way that someone like Matt might. That's not criticism of Mike. It's simply a difference in personality. Mike expresses affection through action, while emotional reassurance doesn't always seem to be his strongest quality. Now, Matt, on the other hand, feels different. Matt seems like the type of person who listens before speaking. He's patient when people are upset. He checks in with others, and he's tend to validate how they're feeling rather than immediately trying to move on. After everything Jessica survives, I don't think she'd be looking for excitement anymore. I think she'd be looking for stability. Someone who makes her feel safe. Someone who lets her feel vulnerable without judging her for it. That's where I think Matt fits perfectly. Matt's calm personality can help Jessica feel grounded after the trauma she experiences. At the same time, Jessica's confidence and outgoing nature could help Matt become more confident in himself. Because when he's with Emily, he's not very confident. Instead of one person overpowering the other, they balance each other out. Another reason I like this pairing is because of what they both experienced during the events of the game. If both characters survive, they've each gone through incredibly traumatic situations. Jessica survived being dragged through the mines and nearly killed. Matt spends much of the night trying to survive on his own after being separated from everyone else. Neither one of them comes out of Blackwood Mountain the same person they were at the beginning. Because of that, I think they understand each other in ways the other characters might not. Shared trauma doesn't automatically create a relationship, but it can create empathy. They both know what it's like to be terrified, isolated, and forced to fight just to survive. Of course, there are arguments against this pairing. Mike and Jessica clearly have feelings for each other, and the game spends much more time developing this relationship than it ever does with Jessica and Matt. Matt and Jessica also don't share many scenes together, so a relationship between them will require the story to go in a different direction. I completely understand that point of view, but I don't think the relationship potential is only about screen time. Sometimes it's about how two personalities fit together, with whether they could help each other grow. For me, Jessica and Matt have that potential. The game already shows that they have a positive relationship before the story begins. Their personalities complement each other well. Matt provides the emotional stability that Jessica may need after everything she's been through. While Jessica could encourage Matt to be more confident and outspoken, at the end of the day, this is just my interpretation of the characters. And that's part of what makes Until Dawn so interesting. The game leaves room for players to think about different possibilities in different relationships. Maybe Jessica and Matt never would have happened. Maybe Mike and Jessica were always meant to be together. But if we're talking purely compatibility, emotional support, and the kind of relationship that could grow after surviving Blackwood Mountains, honestly, I think Jessica and Matt had a lot more potential than most people realize. I know this was a short video. This is my first ever video. So guys, thank you for tuning in. If you did, I appreciate it.